take a minute, look at the board. Thinking of what we could do better, what we've done, what we haven't done, what we could do better, what we did amazing, what we knocked out of the park. I'll just filter by the sprint. So it looks like probably we're still not moving things across the board. I know that there's still stuff here that is finished, but hasn't been closed yet. Like this one is definitely finished. This one is almost finished. So there's a number of things, but I think we just jump into the sprint retrospective and maybe use some time in our sprint planning tomorrow because we have 2 hours to talk about it. All right, last action that we brought into the sprint was more targeted praise. I don't know how everyone feels about how they did on that, or whether we could even do better with more targeting praise. Speaking for myself, I know I can. And then let's jump into the retrospective board. Okay, so as always, I think you'll find that Ivy left us a sweet little, oh, what happened here? Okay, good. I just think it's worth sharing these little hatching eggs because they're always so fun. Good job jumping into things, people. I'll set a timer. So I'll set a timer for 5 minutes. And then we could talk about everything that went well. Cool. So that's 5 minutes. God, I feel like I could keep going though. God, I forget how much fun this is to remember how well we're doing. So let's see. Shuri, how do you feel about reading what went well for everybody?
Shui, you there?
Shuri, can you hear
Sorry.
me?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I thought you were asking someone else. Okay. So what went well this sprint? Things are moving fast, very fast, but we seem resilient to things breaking. Time and reflections on the impact our data analysis sound positive and collaborative. Clarity on the praise process. Positive attitudes around the praise discussions. Coordination to get the impact hour list together and cross-check with TS trusted seed activations, and then the memes and the messages are getting outreach started. The common swarm is on fire. Everyone timing seems synced. Targeting hatchers for voting. Targeting hatchers for trusted seed application. Major progress on the TEC swag shop. Woo! Uh, Lots of helping comes by the community. So many things happening. Trying out the Hatched app. Less calls. Self-gov leadership and steering has been exceptional. Welcoming Chewy as a steward. Yay. Um, More token engineers in the TEC Discord. People taking time for themselves. People have engaged with comms and activities around new content. Debates are fun. Onboarding great new contributors. A ton of work to get the proposals legible, but they look amazing. Easy for someone to come, read, and vote. Praise study will inform a better, stronger praise system for our future and any other organization that adopts it. SAM praising the contracts. Transparency updates on Gitbook. Praise analysis happening with good vibes. A lot of voting power casted for hatch params, 1247 and 1176 for the first two proposals. Param parties. Extending the vote was a good idea. Livy doing the token engineering course. Through joining the stewards, memes, contracts are so cold they're frozen. Impact Tower data analysis acceptance came fast, and C's token burn pushed a lot of activations.
Cool, awesome. Do we want to take 1 minute each and say how we feel about this? Maybe why don't you start, Juan Carlos? How we feel about what went well this sprint? Let's celebrate.
Yeah, well, I feel that the dialogue around the impact hour analysis when it first came, like it rose a little bit of awkwardness, but I feel that now it's something that has like joined and merged and activated some people who were in the community, but and were contributors to the community, but we're not finding like the right moment to give their contribution. So I feel that what they're doing right now is super valuable. And for me, it's also very special that Liv is doing the T course, because I feel that each time we learn, we are better in our practices. and as she has such of a gift for people, I am sure she then will strengthen the bridges between the TE and the TC. Yeah, so I am happy about that, and I will pass to Chuy.
Thank you, Juanca. I, I think that a lot of stuff is going much better. I agree. Like there was some like awkwardness in the atmosphere. Like as soon as someone like mentioned, right? Like okay, so we're gonna be reviewing like praise and everything. Uh, but I do feel it's a great summary of the community and the ability we have to trust each other because of what we have built around it. So that was very meaningful for me this sprint, um, and yet, yeah, I just have to say like the help around comms was like all the difference, and I'm very thankful with the community. So yeah, I would be mentioning those two, and I didn't know about Levy taking the T course, but it sounds like a great idea. It sounds really exciting, and yeah, that makes me excited. I'll pass it to Edu.
Thank you, Shui. Yeah, I think basically I will go back to the one that says everyone timing seems on sync, because I do feel that the things with the praise has sort of awakened everyone to, not awakened because everyone is aware, but has made possible all clarity on the process, and I think it sets an example of how we can approach certain situations, and facing the fact that at the beginning it could look chaotic, but then as a community, if we trust in the community, we can sort of pull it out, and I think that sort of give us a feeling of sync, and that's why I will stay to that. I will pass it on to Griff.
Yeah, obviously the praise case study is gone and went, so that's nice. I mean, it hasn't been done yet, but we have a nice lull, and we feel pretty good about it. Like I feel like certainty it feels calm and easy. Pram parties, I mean, at least from my perspective, it's like, oh, so much finally closed. You know, the Pram stuff is just coasting, and now it's just starting to put in the work on the new dashboard, which is going to be a lot of work. And then the Common Swarm finally closed the hatch, and we're doing an extra demo because we have extra time. It's kind of fun, you know. We airdropped 1 million tokens to everybody. We're just having a good time. So yeah, and less calls. I don't know who had that, but I wish I didn't see that. That's cool. Good for you. These Hatch for M parties are definitely adding more calls to me. And I'll pass it to Zep.
Thanks, Riff. Yeah, for me, like the biggest thing is like the common swap freezing the contracts, and the new members are getting along, like the Vitor, Nagen, and Fabio. It's awesome. Like they've been there and they are hacking and they're having fun together. And yeah, and Chu is here. I didn't know you were not here yet, but yeah, welcome, bro. And I'll pass it to Santi.
Thank you, Zeb. Sorry I was late. I took my shot today, and I'm starting to. So I'm just try to listen here.
Cool. Yeah, I'll say the same thing. I think, you know, the three big achievements the sprint is Common Swarm, you know, having the code frozen and everything's ready and doing extra demos. Parameters is like, that work is done and it's been done so well. And then this sort of like, you know, I feel like we went into the sprint, you know, there's a saying about March, March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. Like, I feel like there was like a lot of internal, I don't know, like just tension or energy, intensity. And that intensity was maybe not negative, but like it was uncomfortable intensity. And then it turned into like super productive intensity. So I feel like we started the sprint with sort of like discomfort, like a discomforting intensity. And then we are ending the sprint with like super productive intensity. And I think that's super cool. And that's all of us. So I will say 5 more minutes and what we can do better. Things that we want to look at, fixing, changing, addressing as a team. All right, that was 5 minutes. Cool. So, Zeptimus, would you feel okay to read the what we could do betters?
Yeah.
Cool.
Comms team can have better integration. Proactive versus reactive planning. Comms delivery can still have many improvements. Better sync with the SenHub issues. We could use a couple of new contributors. Do we want a kick-ass hatch t-shirt design? Yeah! Or just the TEC logo. Comms team is multiple departments. Who to reach about what? POC or lead, I don't know what POC means, could make a big difference.
Point of contact.
Oh, thank you, Tom. Underestimated some the work I took on this spring. Twitter strategy. We need the community networking person, differentiating stewards from their working groups. What is blocking the launch? Sprint planning. What needs to happen these next 2 weeks? Lot of work gets added during the sprint. Twitter strategy is unclear. Need to do major outreach to people with impact hours. Need more time. Too many things to do. What is the plan for impact hours after Hatch starts? Commons config dashboard is going to require a lot of user validation. Need to get it going ASAP. We need to launch before the bull market ends. Comms audit. There is less price on the price channel, so less accuracy on the data. Need more fun, educative content. YouTube. Many parents' debates are empty. When there is quorum, they are awesome. Yeah, that's all.
Cool. Thanks for that. And should we get kicked off with some thoughts around what we could do better? Juan Carlos, would you like to kick us off?
Yeah. Well, I think that it's like a very rush, like weeks. But whenever you are in a hurry, the best thing is to take it slow, because otherwise, like you get like hyper aroused, and we have to stay like focused in our goal. So yeah, it's like we are in a hurry, but we are also grounded and calm, so that we are like able to do all what we have planned. And at least for me, I need better sync with my ZenHub issues, and I think that it would be good to think of a way to differentiate the stewards from their working group, because sometimes we see like the steward maybe is a point of contact, but it's not the whole working group. And I think it would be great if we can like continue that kind of decentralization, so that the stewards can lead, but the working groups are a group of people working in a synchrony, and not just like one people. So yeah, those are my could do better issues. And I will pass to Septimus.
Thanks, Juan. Yeah, for me it's like kind of the same with the SenHub. Yeah, I need to update the issues more. Like I normally I'm doing it like just before this plan, before the planning and that. I start. I need to update, and yeah, I feel like I need to be more accountable and do it. I mean, get the habit and work on it. And yeah, I'll pass it to Edu.
Yeah, I agree with the SendHub section. I got bad used to not update the calls and the work that I do with the hatchers, and I think I need to work on that too. And the question also with what's the plan for impact hours after the hatch starts? I think we should it could be nice to transmit to the community about this kind of processes, and some people are confused about what will happen with the impact hours after the hatch, or what will happen with the CSTAC score, and so on. And I think there is a bunch of people who has that same confusion. Polanski asked me that 2 hours ago. So I think, yeah, we need some clarity on that sense, just like a small piece that will just say what will happen with what, simply and very like targeted to the community. That's it. I will pass it on to Chuy.
Thank you, Edu. I do agree with yeah, like the comms issues. I do believe that there's still a lot of room for improvements, and yeah, I think most probably the following days are gonna be like this opportunity to integrate everything better. It's like this perception about the Twitter strategy actually also like helped me a lot because I assume that it was like clear for most people, at least stewards. But yeah, like we should put like more stuff out there so that it's even clearer. So thanks for that. And yeah, I just I think it's might be like even like not easy, but probably like regular to lose track of time. So yeah, just like what stage are we in before the hatch? Maybe be clearer about it. I'll pass it to Griff.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what we come up with the source cred and praise integration, and then just making sure that we have some sort of plan for that. And I assume that there's some work being done by Santi and Matteo and Livia on this, but I just don't know what it is exactly. But yeah, that's a big one. And yeah, I think honestly we're doing pretty well. We have some space. It feels like things just got like just like having the praise study be like, oh yeah, well we have to see the results of the praise study, of the praise analysis, the impact hour analysis, and that's like, oh, then we kind of have a break, you know, or at least for me, because I just finished everything, or I'm so close to finishing everything. It feels like. And so making use of this buffer time to the max, getting people impact hours, like with impact hours to understand that it's worth real money and they better like activate. That'll be fun. And I'll pass it. Santi, did you go?
I'm here, but I'm just listening. I'm not feeling too well. Thank you.
Okay, Nate.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just catching up real quick. I've been following on the Zen Hub, but what are we going? We're going over the things that need to be improved.
Yeah.
Things we could do better.
Yeah. I don't have much to contribute at the moment, but I might have something in a minute, so I'll pass it on.
Cool. I'll take it then. Yeah, I think it's an important question. You know, what do we do with the impact hours after the hatch? I know that there's some ideas and targets, but it's not 100% confirmed yet. So that's going to be interesting. And yeah, to what Griff said, you know, this idea that we wait to see the data analysis sort of gives a lot of working groups chance to be more effective, especially at hatcher outreach and outreaching to people and comms, soft gov for this impact hour thing. So it's timely, actually. I think the timing worked out to our advantage. And then, yeah, the new people in the community, I think that's sort of something we can do better too. So, you know, sort of the initiative yesterday to figure out what our needs are and to have a call to action today on the community sync to invite people to come participate and contribute with us. And what's the other one? Juan Carlos, I didn't fully understand the idea of differentiating stewards from working groups, so maybe we could talk about that after. I'd like to hear. I'd like to better understand what the idea was there. And then I'll pass back to Nate.
Yes.
Do you have something to say?
Go ahead, Juan.
Yeah, no, it's that. Yeah, I feel that at least in gravity, I still like people like still s- like I am the steward of gravity, but I would like to for people to understand that gravity is not me, and also to somehow like be able to differentiate my own personal opinion from yeah, from maybe the opinion of the working group, and that is something that I have to work like personally to be mindful when I'm talking about for myself or when I am talking in behalf of the group. But I think that it's also good to yeah to somehow have other reaching points, and also because I feel like yeah, gravity is an idea that can scale, and like one person can manage like so many cases, and I don't want to feel in some time like overwhelmed, and I think that I think that it would be great to keep decentralizing that, and maybe it's something that I need to work to keep empowering gravitons.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I was thinking right now you're the only person people know when it comes to gravity, and might be there's some way that gravity can promote all of the gravitons, so that it's like, hey, have a issue, here's a list of people you can contact. So to sort of help reinforce that that message.
Thanks.
Cool. Nate, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I think the only thing that I had on my list was to the outreach to people. There are a lot of people in this community that are kind of on the periphery that could be pulled into participating more, and I think that could be a priority for us. That's about it.
I agree.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. I really agree with that too. Yeah. Okay. Actions to improve. Oh, voting. Sorry about that. Voting. 2 votes. Let's break the egg. All right. I don't have a timer set, so we're just going to go by when the movements on the board slow down.
Can I say something, or we will wait until we start?
Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
Just to comment on the Twitter thing and the params empty parties when it happens. For me, it speaks about more of a day-to-day communication, internal communication aspect, and clarity towards externalizing rather than individual aspects. Like Twitter thing and Hatch Parent Party are more related to a singular thing, and this is the result of that kind of yeah. I don't know how to describe it properly, but yeah, I think these are a part of the same situation.
Well, it's perfect timing because now's the time to write actions to improve. So I'm going to set a timer for 4 minutes, and do take the time, Eduardo, to write any actions that you think can help to improve that. And the timer's starting now.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at, there's sort of like, you know, there's no real majority on the could do better actually, but there's lots of 2 stars going on. All right, seems like we are slowing down. So I think we're gonna go ahead and start reading. And if anyone wants to add things, just please do so at the bottom. Griff, I don't know if you turned off your screen because you're busy with the Swiss app, but if you want to jump in and read, it's all yours. But if you're busy, we could do Nate or someone. Muted.
I'm just grabbing carrots and baba ganoush. But I can read. So, leave Twitter how it is until we have a Twitter rockstar advisor. Improve comms POC with a clear plan. Who does what? Share a status of the IH after hatch progress. Create more content centered around commons education. Dress me slowly. I'm in a rush. Record some of the hatch debates +1. Develop a TE Scouts subgroup. Get new people involved to do work. One person as Twitter owner using advice process to do the best job possible. Managing Twitter by committee slows it down and diffuses the decisions about strategy. Actively invite TEs to our debates. Do a review of the overall strategy for comms. Plan for internal communication. Community building dedicated person internally and externally. Praise more. Ask other DAOs how they manage Twitter. Do not fear to praise, it's being quantified. We should have a deadline for IH data analysis. Empowering more graviton.
Cool. Now, in the interest of us having 3 minutes, we're going to jump in and start voting. So we're not going to organize things as much, so please do feel free just to jump in. There's not so many, so maybe it's not too confusing. I sort of wonder if this one and this one are kind of the same thing. Be community building and develop a Scouts group, subgroup. I think the point of the Scouts subgroup is really community building, right? Right, Chewy? Chewy? Okay, cool. All right, has everyone voted? Okay, we're getting, let's see, we have clusters around a deadline for IH data analysis. And maybe the same thing but phrased differently is a status for where we are with IH after hatch progress. I feel like that's pretty much the clear winner. These are kind of two words of saying the same thing, ways of saying the same thing. And then
well, the timeline for data analysis is like, hey, this is blocking the launch, whereas the other one is what do we do after with IH praise. I think they're different things.
oh no, the status is like, where are we? When will it be done?
Oh, I thought it was the status of after the like source cred plus praise integration.
Oh no, yeah, no, it's the status of what we do with impact hours after the launch.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, hey, there's a project that we're working to integrate source cred. What are we gonna, like, when is it, when will we know, where are we? What are the blockers? What are the problems with it? And can we help move it along? And then community building and develop TE Scouts. I kind of think these are the same thing too. So maybe that one is also grouped. Sweet, okay, I think it looks pretty clear to me, maybe everyone else too, that this idea of like, what are we doing with impact hours after we launch is pretty important for everyone. One, because it is potentially blocking the launch, and also communicating to people who are entering our community, they'll want to know what will happen with it too. And we're at the top of the hour. So for everyone who